Hello, my friend. How are you feeling today? I hope you're always fine. Today, we are going to study different schools around the world. We're going to see different cultures, different schools, different methodologies. This class is nice. I loved to prepare this class because I could see the diversity we have around the world. Some people say education is the same for centuries. I don't agree 100% because today we're going to see different schools, different classrooms, and you are going to see the diversity among these classrooms. I have had experience studying in New Zealand, studying in England, studying in United States, and studying in Brazil. And I can tell you, in each of these places, I had a different set of classrooms, of environments, and it's nice. It's nice because you see diversity, you see different methodologies, you see that to get to the same point, you can go through this way, this way, this way, this way. This is your goal. How do I get to this point here? I can come from here, there, but I can go from here, there. I can come from here, there, from here, there. There are many different paths to get to the same place. And we're going to study different schools, different classrooms in this class. Let me get some water. Before we start, I invite you to stretch with me to get prepared for this class. When we do these body exercises here before we start, I'm activating different parts of your brain. I'm activating different cells of your body so you get more focused. All right? Let's start today doing this movement here. You are going to open your hands. The palms of your hands will be up, and you are going to do this movement here. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. 10 times, okay? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now, release your arms, release your shoulders. Now you're going to put your hands like this, and you're going to push your arms forward and pull your arms back. 10 times too. And you are going to count for us. Let's go. Let's do it together, okay? Let's go. 1, you count for us. 2. 10. All right. Release your arms. Release your shoulders. Move your legs. Move your feet. You can't see my feet, but I'm moving them. Move your feet. And now let's breathe. But today we're going to breathe moving our arms. I don't have much space here, but I'm going to do in this position. You're going to move your arms until the level of your shoulders, and then you go back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's do it 5 times. 1. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, now let's release our necks. Move like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now we're going to rotate our wrist. You're going to do this movement here. 1, 2, 3. Count for us, please. 4. You count. All right. Okay. Let's see different schools. Let's see different classrooms. Let's see diversity. We can learn a lot from different ideas. If we think that what we know is enough, we don't grow anymore. If we think that what we have is bad, we don't know enough. One of my goals with this class is to show you that you have an amazing school. It's to show you that you have an amazing classroom. Man, if you were watching this class, you have much more than most people in this planet. We must be grateful for that. Let's go. Are you prepared? Yes. 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friend. Let's see different schools. Let's see diversity. I'm gonna grab my cell phone here. Take the flight mode off now because I will search and you are going to see my search here. First thing, stay determined, my friend. Here we go. YouTube. Scenes from schools around the world. All right, let's watch this film here. Let me just cancel the advertisement. The first school was in New Delhi, India. Very far from here. The second school was in Nairobi, Kenya. Did you see how simple the school was? And now the third one in Islamabad, Pakistan. Have a look. These guys are studying outdoors, open air. They're sat on the floor and studying without a roof over their head. See the diversity. Let's watch more. Now we saw a classroom in Colombia, a classroom in we just saw and I forgot. Colombia, Vietnam, and this classroom in Turkey. This classroom in Turkey is for Syrian refugees. These kids here escaped from war. They escaped from conflict. And they're studying here in this classroom in Turkey. Manacapuru, Brazil. This is Brazil. Northern Ireland, very organized. Britain. That school in London, in Britain, I thought interesting. The table, it was a squared table and they were set around. I'm not sure if they only eat by that table or if they study with that table. And now, the next one, have a look. Amazonas River in Brazil. These guys are studying on a boat. If you complain about your classroom, imagine how studying on a boat is. The boat is swinging and you are studying. The next, Spain, Malaysia. Let's pause here again. Look at this classroom in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Look at these guys. Sat on the floor, dressed up in these white clothes, and they're studying. I think this is a mosque. Al-Zatari refugee camp in Jordan. These kids are also from places with conflicts. They are refugees. They escaped from the war and they are studying in Jordan. Look at these kids. In Uruguay, our neighbor in the south. Philippines, United States, Pakistan, Islamabad. Have a look at this classroom. Man, how many kids are here? Wow. So nice. What are they learning here? I think they're learning how to wash their hands. London, Britain, Panama City in Panama. I think this school here from Panama is a military school. Durban, South Africa. Kabul, Afghanistan. Kiev in Ukraine. Soweto in South Africa. Rabat in Morocco. Ottawa in Canada. Moscow in Russia. Tunis in Tunisia. Look at this one. Jalalabad in Afghanistan. Look at these kids. Look at the place they're studying. So don't tell me that your classroom is uncomfortable. Don't tell me that you don't have conditions to study. Man, look at these kids. They're studying on the dust, on the sand. And they're happy. They're smiling. They're grateful. Britain again. Quito, Ecuador. Santiago, Chile. This is adults classroom. Tokyo, Japan. Boston, United States. Tbilisi, Georgia. And that's it. Let me leave my cell phone on flight mode again. I showed these classrooms to you to see the diversity of education around the world. The classrooms have a standard. Rooms with desks, chairs, and people studying. But sometimes the students, the teachers, are adapted to different circumstances. And it's amazing to see the discipline, the determination, the grit of these teachers and these students. What makes a good school? What makes a good teacher? What makes a good student? What are 3 advantages of diversity? Comment your answers here. I want to see your answers. Different opinions help us build better understanding. If I tell you something and you have a different opinion, I start to understand more about you and I start to evolve my thought. Three, two, one. Hello, my friend. We're talking about different schools around the world. And it's nice to see the culture, to see diversity, to see how people learn. And my goal here is to see you speaking English and learning new things. I like to bring to our classes different ideas, different perspectives, so you can revisit your concepts. You can reveal your conceptions, your preconceptions. I like to make you think. When you think, you're exercising your brain. You're activating your cells, your neurons. And this is amazing. Here we go. Let me write here. Mr. Felipe Dib. And the topic today is schools around the world. Schools around the world. And I ask a question to you. What makes a good school? What makes a good school? 3 topics I bring to you. The environment, the teachers, and the student. I tell you this because when I think of a learning place, a learning atmosphere, I imagine the place, the teacher, and the learner. The environment. When you want to have positive learning, you need to have a positive environment, an encouraging environment, a challenging environment, a happy environment. When we talk about good teachers, when I think of a good teacher, I think of someone who is dedicated, who is disciplined, a teacher must be dedicated, must be disciplined, must be prepared. I like to see a teacher as a leader. I like to see the teacher as a leader, as someone who gives the example. Sometimes teachers, professors want the students to be punctual, but they arrive late. How can I teach punctuality if I arrive late? How can I teach English to you if I'm speaking Portuguese? How can you teach me mathematics if you don't bring the calculus? If you don't talk about numbers? So I like to see the teacher as a leader, as someone who shows by example, who leads by example. And the student has its roles too. What is the role of the student? I like to see a student who is curious, a student who is open, a student who is I don't want to repeat words, but I would like to say dedicated, disciplined. But let me think of different adjectives. A student who is proactive. A student who is responsible. A student who is friendly. The environment, the teacher, the student, these three factors affect the learning process, affect education, affect the classroom, or any other place where people are studying. We were seeing here the scenes, some people studying on the sidewalk. Some Brazilian people from the north studying on a boat. Some refugees studying in different rooms. So I go back to my question. What makes a good school? A positive environment, an encouraging environment, a challenging environment, a happy environment. What makes a good teacher? A dedicated teacher, a disciplined teacher, a prepared teacher, a leader, a teacher who is a leader and gives the best example to his students. What about the student? The student also has responsibility in this process. I want to see a student who is curious, a student who is open, a student who is friendly, a student who is proactive, a student who is responsible. We are seeing here different aspects of a classroom that generates positive learning. When we study, I believe that when we study, we must have fun. To have fun, we have to associate the new topics, the new knowledge to real things, to things we live every day. And with this, I ask you a question. What's the best way to learn English? I want to see your opinion. What's the best way to learn English? Comment here. 3, 2, 1. Yes! Learning is not only from school. We can learn from the nature. We can learn from other people's experiences. And when I say other people's experiences, yes, I'm talking about your parents, your grandparents, your family, your friends, and strangers too. When we are young, we tend to reject our parents' experiences. I'm not saying that what they tell you is 100% right. What I'm saying is, listen, analyze, consider, see if what they say makes sense. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But you have learning opportunities everywhere. Try to capture these moments. Try to learn out of the screen, out of the internet. You have a lot of wisdom around you, my friend. What is the best advice you have received from your family? Can be your parents, can be your grandparents, can be a brother, a sister. Comment here the best advice you have received from a member of your family. I want to see your answer. 3, 2, 1. Hello, my friend. So good to see you here. I love this part of the class because you know my opinion about it, right? To me, it means you're growing. When we come to this point of the class, I see you with more knowledge. I see you more prepared. I see you with more culture. Right now, you know much more than you knew 45 minutes ago. And this is amazing. We're growing. And progress brings happiness. When you are progressing, you are getting happier. And this is amazing. Today, we studied the different cultures. We saw diversity. And I think to myself about those kids studying on the floor. I imagine how they feel. And I think they feel happy. With my prejudice, I tend to believe that they are sad, that they are uncomfortable. But I'm wrong. Probably they're very happy. They're comfortable. they're learning. And that's the beauty of diversity. Those kids studying on a boat in Amazon River, man, imagine that. You were studying and the boat is swinging. I'm very amazed by the capacity of the human being to adapt to the circumstances, to fit, to do what we need to do to evolve. But these reflections can take us to one more class of 45 minutes, and this is not my goal today. I'm happy by now, and I am blessed, grateful to see your progress. Thank you very much. I am Felipe Dib. No, comment here about the best school you saw in this class. In your opinion, what was the best school from this class? Comment here. Thank you very much. I am Felipe Dib. See you next class.